What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, and we're making good use of the Gold Wings trunk, even though Shayleesi has plenty of storage room herself. But if you remember a previous video where she spilled coffee in the back of her PC 800, ooh, wow, yeah. Oh, the cup's even still there. Delicious.
It smells really bad.
Yeah, let's just pretend like this never happened. Of course, for being dropped multiple times, it looks like it's holding up pretty good to me. Like, I mean, yeah, it's like rashed up over here, but like it looks fine. It's not broken, so this has got character now, baby. And trust me, the PC 800 could use a little character. Whew, Maxo Relaxo under the overpass, baby. Two cool dads out on the prowl. We need a theme song. Who wants to write the theme song for Two Cool Dads? Somebody asked in the comments section of a previous dad venture, how can Shayleesi be a dad? She's a girl. And to that say, baby, dad is just a state of mind, all right? When you hop on the PC 800 and the mail order glide, you are in a dad state of mind. We're the jeans, shorts, and New Balance Brigade, baby. We're on some dad ventures out here doing it to them. That's right. 89 was a good year, baby. Like sometimes I just sit here and we're on these ridiculous bikes. Shayleesi on her Pacific Coast 800, me on the GL 1500, the mail order glide, which I call it that. If you guys didn't know, it got its name because the guy who sold it to me for $1,500, $1 per cc, sold the bike so he could fly his mail order bride in from Thailand. Like it was gonna pay for her to get over here. So he sold it for love. I just think it's phenomenal and amazing that collectively Shayleesi and I are on $2,500 worth of motorcycles, and we ride these things all the time. Now I'll tell you, I'm not a cheapskate, but I do love proving that motorcycles are so accessible to anyone. Like $1,500, all I've had to do to this is put a battery in it. It is gonna need tires. Tires about $400 or $500 to buy and install tires. I mean, that's just the cost of doing business for any vehicle, but for $1,500 with battery and tires, let's call it like $2,200 that I have invested in this bike, it freaking takes me around everywhere. I mean, buy a car for $2,200 that's going to be this reliable. That and the fact that motorcycle insurance is literally like $50 a month for full coverage, like you cannot beat this. Motorcycles are not only accessible, but for me at least, especially here in Florida where you can ride year round, it makes sense. And I think a lot of people get caught up in this idea that they have to have the biggest, the baddest, the best. And you don't, man. I have so much fun on this Gold Wing. Shayleesi rides her PC 800 all the time. It's $1,000. That bike costs $1,000. For me, it's not even about being cheap, but like the fun value of being like, I only paid $1,500 for this bike. She only paid $1,000 for that bike. Like the amount of joy that we get out of both of these motorcycles and knowing that we spent that little on them just makes it so much better. All right, Shayleesi's got to go to USF here for a minute, and we ain't going out by USF and not stopping at Mr. Dunderbak's. Summer is in full swing here in Florida, and I got a hankering for a liter of beer. Oh.
Sorry, I parked the little bus.
Speaking of freaking dropping the PC 800, I just almost knocked Shayleesi over. Up here in a pretty weird plaza, but this is where Dunderbak is. This is where Dunderbak lives, and let me tell you, this is where Dunderbak lives. And it used to be in a weirder spot than this. So Mr. Dunderbak, the original location was actually in University Mall.
Oh God.
And it was, you would walk into University Mall next to all the little outlet stores, and there was Mr. Dunderbak looking just like this in like a hole.
University Mall is a goddamn cockroach business. It will not die. Now, I don't think I've been inside University Mall ever.
We need some chains for Texas, so let's go. The University Mall is where you buy fake gold. So we got Acropolis Greek Tavern. You can get your teeth done, get your gold teeth over here. Right next to that, you can buy some crawfish. Right next to that, there's a rub and tug. Right next to that is e-cigs and coffee. Eyes screaming, and Mr. Dunderbak. So again, there are just absolute gems hidden in a lot of these weird little crappy strip malls in Florida, and Mr. Dunderbak is definitely one of them. Later her, always a good drop. Dare me to do the whole thing?
No, please don't. Okay, so I'm an absolute freak, and my favorite part of the soda is the foam.
What?
Yes, it's so
Ew.
delicious.
That's weird.
Okay, people like way weirder things than that, so I refuse to feel bad about liking it. But my question is, do people like the foam in beers?
No.
Do people ever shake up a beer and they're like, delicious?
I don't think they like the foam, but the
like,
head on a beer is an essential part of the beer.
I know it's essential, so
Like,
I'm
you
just
have to have
confused.
it.
Is that like a part? Because I like when you like put all the soda in with ice and it gets super foamy, and then I drink it really fast so I can drink all the foam. So I was just wondering if like
you're a
other
freak,
yeah, I know
but
that,
no, this but yes,
I refuse
having
to
a
feel
head
like a freak about that though.
no, well this is Brapstar. We don't feel like a freak about anything. We just are freaks. But the head is an essential part of the beer, absolutely. And a good beer will have the head, will stay with it all the way down. So even when I get to the last bit of this beer, it should still have a head like that on the bottom.
If your pretzel doesn't come out with just like dripping with butter, you're doing it wrong.
Delicious.
It might be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but this is still breakfast, so luckily they have eggs on the menu.
One single pierogi. Delicious. Delicious. Oh, I left my key in the bike again. All right, let's rock and roll. I am chock full of wiener schnitzel. Whoa, buddy. What are you doing? Mr. Dunderbak never disappoints. I got a fever, baby, and there's only one cure. More wiener schnitzel. Dude, for real, Germany, like, how the hell are you gonna call your food wiener schnitzel, all right? Like, come on. Ooh, that motorcycle parking, baby. Remember my key this time. Or I have the easiest gold wing to steal in the world. I freaking leave my key in it constantly. All right, Shaylee's finished up at the doctor's office, so it is just after 4 o'clock. It's hot out, and we're out by USF, which is not in the best part of town for traffic. So we're gonna go ahead and kill an hour or two in some AC and have a beer before we head home. Oh, baby, here in Florida during the dead of summer, you do what you can to beat the heat, and it's either movie theaters, and movie theaters are for some reason no longer a thing, which is really lame. I love going to the movies. I always really loved going to the movies and getting popcorn, and the fact that movie theaters are kind of dying is just so lame to me. But the other option in Florida is bowling alleys. This is gonna sound bizarre, especially living in Florida, but the house I grew up in didn't have AC. We didn't have air conditioning except in the bedrooms. We had window units in the bedrooms and that was it. Probably until I was like 11 or 12. So during the heat of the summer, we would always find some way to stay cool. And like I said, movie theaters and bowling alleys. We would go to, me and my older sister would go to the Dollar Theater with $5 each and just watch movies all freaking day long. And then I'll tell you, the Dollar Theaters were home with the sticky floors and homeless people hanging out to beat the heat too. We weren't the only people trying to get a little bit of AC. Maybe that's why I miss movie theaters so much, because like I grew up going to them. Me and my sister, all summer long, we go to the Dollar Theater, sometimes a few times a week. I mean, like I said, for $3, you got like 4 or 5 hours of air conditioning and movies. AMF, baby. Bowling alleys and one-time owner of Harley Davidson. I think Shaylee's got outsmarted me and she's looking for some shade right now. Yeah, that's probably smarter. Oh, she's dead. You all right? I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Well, already with the excuses here. Oh, pink ball, nice.
Yeah.
Already with the excuses. I dropped my bike and injured.
Dropped my bike. I injured.
Oh, shed one single tear. Leave an F in the chat for Shaylee and the Pacific Coast, spending more time on its side than on 2 wheels.
Damn.
It was tired. It needed a nap.
No, me too. I just decided to lay down right there. Sucker.
There's so many on there, you didn't hit any of them. That's real skill.
I know, right?
You were starting way back. That's confidence right there, baby. No! Oh wait, no, go down. Sucker!
Such a dick.
Yeah, I was gonna pull it back out. Why are they all still up? Place your bets, baby. Place your bets.
I thought I could like maybe use the force to like push.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it'll bounce back out. But I'm like, I'm also like the eternal optimist, though. I always think everything's gonna work out in my favor at all times. Which
It's like maybe just at the end it'll
just at the end, it's just gonna work out in my favor. Which is why I'm disappointed all the time. It's like, what do you mean things didn't just magically work out for me? Exactly as I planned. Bowling is way more like chess. It's all about the long game. Finishing with a bang.
We'll get the seat narrowed up a little bit. It's just like if you take it a little bit out here, like down and narrow it up a little bit. I'm so proud of Shay Lisi. You know, it's not easy to drop your bike and just jump right back on it. When you're 4'11", dropping your motorcycle is something that you kind of got to be able to handle, okay? Because it's gonna happen. You can't be that short and not like expect that sometimes you're just gonna put your foot down in a bad place, you're gonna be in the wrong spot, and you're gonna drop your bike. It's just gonna happen. If I'm 6'1" and I still drop my bike sometimes, it happens. There she goes. Back in action, baby. You can't keep a cool dad down. As I said before, I love that we've gotten just so much use out of these two motorcycles, $2,500 worth of motorcycles, and part of what also makes that so much fun is you can just drop it and you're not that worried about it. It really, really helps. Like, yeah, we just shrug it off. She dropped her bike. She just jumps right back on it. Nothing to worry about. Well, if you drop a bike that's really, really nice, you do worry about it a little more. So that's part of also why I like kind of having a crappy bike that I only paid $1,500 for, is if something bad happens to it, I'm like, there's definitely something to be said for having a beater. Trust me, I like nice bikes too, but man, just the low stress. Like when I go to ride a bike across the country, I don't want to do it on a bike that I really, really will be really upset if something bad happened to it. I want to do it on something that I don't really care about that much. And while I do love this motorcycle, if I had to leave it on the side of the road and walk away from it with the key in it, put a post on Instagram and say, hey, somebody just come pick this thing up, I wouldn't feel that bad. Why motorcycle dealerships want to be on Dale Mabry, I have no idea. This road is a freaking nightmare for bikes. You've got Tampa Harley-Davidson, Tampa Triumph, and Morimoto all within like a mile of each other. Like, why'd you pick out here? This is awful. This does not make me want to come to your dealership.
All right, here it is, the Triumph Trident. Can someone who's 4'11" on a good day, 5 foot tall on a good day, on a really good day. You got your boots on, you might be hitting 5 foot today. Can someone like this ride a Triumph Trident?
Pitchfork.
The Triumph Pitchfork, sorry. All right, there's only one way to find out. What are you looking like over there? Yeah, just a little off the ground. Only missing the ground by like an entire foot.
Not when I stretch as far as I possibly can.
Yeah, by about 2 or 3 inches when you're really tiptoeing. What's the other foot look like? Is that tiptoe right? Oh yeah. No, that's both feet completely off the ground. Sorry, Triumph. I don't know if you thought this was for short people, but it is not.
Wait, did they think this was for short people?
Yeah, this bike is supposed to be good for short people.
What short person? The new odd perception is that the new average is 6 feet tall, and being short is not 5'3".
No, you are not short when you're 5'3". You're shorter, but you ain't short.
You ain't short.
Because 3 more inches, you'd be freaking fine on this thing.
I can't ride this.
Same deal?
Same deal.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no.
Nope. Like this one looks really, really cool though. Looks fast.
So there's one that's got the same engine over here. Let's try this one. So this is like the less sportier, but still powerful version of the one that you were just trying to sit on. Is it still a no-go?
Still really high up.
Yeah. I mean, you might be able to because you rode Flips Bonneville.
Yeah.
It's probably just a little bit higher than a Bonneville. Oh well.
No dice.
All right, well, the Trident might be a little too tall for Shay Lisi, but it's not too tall for me. So the good folks up here at Tampa Triumph, they always take care of us. And even though they're sad that Shay Lisi can't ride it around because that was our original plan, I'm still going to ride that thing around. And instead, we picked out the loudest bike they had here for Shay Lisi.
Huge thanks to Don for making all this stuff happen. We appreciate you, man.
So if you come up here to Tampa Triumph, make sure you look for that guy. You'll see him sitting back there. He'll take care of you. Tell him Machine Tree Surgeon sent you.
You got the Road 5s on here right out of the factory. That's pretty freaking cool, man. All right, Trident. Let's see what this thing's all about. Yeah, I'm gonna look like a monkey fucking a football on this thing. Just a little small for me. That's not hard though. She says I look better than I did on the Daytona. I'm like, that's not hard to pull off. Of course, you got to put the shitbird on the loudest bike here. Ooh, I don't mind that at all. Something tells me Shay Lisi ain't gonna mind that Street Cup at all either. Dude, I love the way a 3-cylinder pulls, but nothing sounds like a twin, baby. So I think one of the coolest things about this bike is how much it costs. I mean, this is a cool bike, don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's like a 660 or something like that. I gotta imagine power is, and it already feels that way, very similar to the old 675. But coolest part about this bike, I think it comes in at like $8,900. It's super comfortable. I might look a little dumb on it because I'm a big dude. I feel fine. Like, I feel super comfortable. It doesn't feel weird at all. Oh, there she goes. Oh, the shit apple doesn't fall far from the shit tree. You put Shay Lisi on a loud twin, this is what you're gonna get, baby. I'll say, actually I quite like the seating position on this. This is incredibly comfortable. Doesn't feel quite dual sport like, but it's not. So I spent a fair amount of time on the Street Triple, the 675 Street Triple, and we'll say that the seating position on this is much less aggressive than the Street Triple, which is good for me.
It sounds like everything like ever.
I know, it just sounds like a regular bike. It needs exhaust.
I don't know. I don't think I like bikes.
This ain't for you, not the Trident. That's what I always say. Someone's like, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't like this bike. I'm like, dude, I'm a moron. I'm a total dipshit. What does it matter if I don't like it? Ooh. Oh, this might not be for Shay Lisi, but I definitely like this motorcycle. Man, it handles like a freaking dream, dude. Yeah, I like this bike. I like this bike a lot. It's too small for me, like physically too small. Makes plenty of power. This is a beginner bike? I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about this. This does not feel like a beginner bike to me. I don't know about that, dude. This thing is fast. But hey, man, bikes are only as fast as you twist the throttle. So I guess any bike can be a beginner bike at that point. It's certainly got a beginner price point. It's a lot of motorcycle for, I think he's $8,900 or something like that. For $8,900, this is a lot of bike, man. Yeah, it goes. I don't know. Triumph Trident. Color me impressed. I'm really liking it. I like it way better than the Street Triple, I'll tell you that. So, like I said, I've spent a bunch of time on the Street Triple, which I guess would be like the direct kind of like comparison between this bike as the Street Triple. This is more like a modern classic version of a Street Triple, and I like this way better. I like the way it looks better. I like the way it feels better. This is, in my mind, this is the better bike. But if you like that sporty look, I guess the Street Triple would be your bike. But I don't know, man. This would be the one for me. There she goes. It does wheelies, that's for sure. A little help from the railroad tracks there, but she looks, besides her 2 extra large jacket, Shay Lisi looks pretty tough on that Street Cup. Personally, I prefer the Street Twin because it's got a little more relaxed riding position, but I'm a little more of a relaxed body style compared to Shay, so she does like him a little bit sportier. And Shay loved the Street Triple, so you're looking at the difference here. She probably likes the Street Triple better than this thing.
So there it is, man. If you got a little more of a relaxed, you know, luxury size body like old Shade Tree Surgeon here, you're probably gonna like these modern classic versions a little bit better than the sporty stuff. Yeah, I'd say the Triumph Trident's, it's a win. This is a good bike, man. I know they're all over YouTube right now, so I'm not doing anything special on it, but I wanted to see what it was all about. I wanted to see what the hype was. As much hype as can be around a bike that's technically a beginner bike. Doesn't freaking feel like one, that's for sure. I guess its main competition would be like the FZ07 or something, but I'll tell you, dude, this thing had put an FZ07's dick in the dirt. I don't know if it put its dick in the dirt price-wise, but performance-wise, handling-wise, braking-wise, I've ridden an FZ07. They're a lot of fun, but they are not this motorcycle, that's for sure. I think you look good on that bike. Yeah, good times with good folks up here at Tampa Triumph. Don always taking care of us. And of course, my man Dylan, who's been on the channel a whole bunch when I used to be cool and race dirt bikes, is in the service department giving the best Triumph service in Florida, I guarantee it. We're leaving the nice Triumphs behind and it's back to our dad ventures, the New Balance Brigade, back on the trusty Hondas. Good times though, I always like test riding Triumphs, and trust me, yes, my Rocket 3 is making a comeback. I need to do a couple things to it. Yes, we're getting started on the Triumph Chopper project. It's just I'm one dude and I work a full-time job, so trust me, all that stuff's coming back. Well, it's not like it's coming back. It never went away. It just, I only make 2 videos a week, so it's not always on here. Right now, my big focus is on the Texas trip. Trust me, I want to get on turning Barf Party into the Vomit Comet and get on to repowering it. I need to fix the Rocket 3. I need to start working on the Triumph Chopper. But right now, I got to ride this motorcycle to Texas. I got to ride this motorcycle 1,300 miles in a couple weeks, so that's kind of my main focus right now. But all these are good problems to have. I got a lot of projects that I'm excited about doing. It's not like I'm not looking forward to doing any of them, and I'm definitely looking forward to riding to Dallas-Fort Worth on this Goldwing, and fingers crossed it makes it. But I think that's gonna about do it for this episode. Make sure you go subscribe to Shay Lisi. Make sure you follow us on Instagram for all the updates for when we're in Dallas-Fort Worth and where we're gonna be and what we're doing. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. Until next time, keep it weird.